Hey everyone, I'm Arbazi and welcome to Darkest Dungeon. So, Darkest Dungeon is a turn-based roguelike RPG by Red Hawk Studios. It was kickstarted in March 2014 and will be released in early access on Steam on February the 3rd. The game is a dungeon crawler basically, which focuses on psychological stress of adventuring. It has a very interesting art style going on and is pretty damn challenging. It's also a lot of fun. You will die a lot, but that's what these kinds of games are all about. So, let's get started. I already played quite a bit, and I have to say the game is pretty damn good. So, let's start a new campaign. I'll go through the intro. So, let's go.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
So, that's that. Welcome to Darkest Dungeon. The first section of the game is a bit of a tutorial. It's pretty short and introduces you to the basic concepts of the game, not all of them. So, I'll go through things as they happen. These are our two starting characters. Normally, your party will have 4 characters, 99% of the time, unless they die or something. But you start with just 2. So, we got Reynold, who is a Crusader, that's the class. And we got Dismas, who's a highwayman. And this is the map of the dungeon. It's not much of a dungeon, just 2 rooms. Every dungeon is divided into rooms and hallways. So, as you might have guessed, we'll have to go through the hallway before we get to the next room. So, let's move. We're in the hallway now, which means we can move left and right. We could go back to our previous room, but that would be a little bit silly. So let's move on. Each hallway can have enemies, but it can also have traps or objects you can interact with. In this case, we'll get our first enemy. There's a lot to talk about in case of combat, but I'll just talk about things as they happen. Combat is turn-based, and turn order is mostly determined by speed. So Dismas has 6 speed, and Reynold has 0. However, there's also a little bit of randomness to it. So as you can see, this guy has 3 speed, and yet he attacked first. There is a little bit of randomness to turn order. So let's talk about skills, because that's, you know, important. The most important information here are the dots that you can see on the tooltip. These indicate which the valid targets for this attack are. So in case of open vein, we can only attack the 2 enemies in the front. There's only 1 enemy right now, but that's the reason pistol shot is grayed out. The pistol shot cannot attack the enemy in the front, which is why we cannot use it right now. There's only 1 enemy, and if there's just 1 enemy, he will always be standing in the front. The other dots, the yellow ones, indicate where you have to be standing in your own party to be able to use this attack. So in this case, if we had a full party of 4 characters, and Dismas was standing all the way in the back, he wouldn't be able to use open vein. If he was standing in the front, he wouldn't be able to use pistol shot or grape shot blast. The grape shot blast can actually hit multiple targets at the same time, which is why the red dots are linked. That means we can hit 3 enemies in the front. But this also comes with a minus 50% damage modifier and minus 7% crit modifier. Anyway, let's use open vein then. That's our highest accuracy attack, and in this case, highest damage attack. We do have take aim, which is a self buff. That would give us +4 accuracy and +5% crit, These are good to use at the start of the fight, but there's just one enemy, so there's no point using that. We'll use Open Vein, which has a chance to inflict bleed on our target. Every enemy will have 4 different resist types: stun, blight, bleed, and debuff. So as you might have guessed, if we actually land this attack, we'll have 75% chance to inflict bleed, which will make him take 2 damage per round for 3 rounds. That damage actually happens before his mob, so he will take 2 damage if he was bleeding, which he isn't because he resisted, but if he was bleeding, he would take 2 damage before being able to use his skills. Which means that if you have an enemy down to 2 hit points, and he's already bleeding, for example, he will die before he gets a chance to attack you on his next turn. Something to keep in mind. Now, Reynold. Reynold has a stunning blow attack, which can stun our target. Stun is one of the most important status effects, and you'll find yourself using stuns a lot. He also has Bulwark of Faith, which is a self-buff for plus 20% protection, but it also has plus 5 torch. What does that mean? That will give us extra light. Light is one of the more interesting concepts in the game. Light goes from 0 to 100, and it will give you bonuses, but it will also give your enemies bonuses if it drops below certain values. There are several different tiers of light. Right now we have 88, which is Radiant Light, which is giving us a scouting bonus, and monsters are surprised when we engage them. Once light level drops, your enemies will start getting bonuses, including damage and accuracy bonus. However, as light level drops, you will also get extra loot. So you actually get a loot bonus, which means that you can let light drop on purpose to make things harder, but to also get more loot yourself. It's something you have to balance. In order to boost light, we can use certain skills, but the main level to increase light is to use torches. Right now we don't have any torches because this is just the tutorial area, the starting area, but you will generally have to bring torches to every dungeon quest that you do. You can buy them before starting the dungeon, so torches will increase light level. Right, let's just kill him with smite or something. He's down. And we got 100 gold. So another thing about light level is that as your light level drops, you will also take extra stress. Stress is one of the most important concepts in the game because you have stress as well as health. Obviously, if your health goes down to 0, you will have a chance to die. You will not die when you drop to 0, but we'll talk about that when that actually happens. But stress is the other important number here. So once stress goes up to 100, you will have a chance to become afflicted. That basically means there's a chance you will get a debuff. There are all kinds of debuffs. They all have negative effects if you actually become afflicted. The basic theme behind them is that you will partially lose control of that character. So for example, he might skip his turn and not let you control him. He might decide to do something himself, like use one of his skills. He might refuse to be healed. These are all negative effects. However, there's also a chance that you will resist affliction and get a buff. But being at 100 stress is generally not a good thing. And stress can go up a lot. There are a lot of things that change stress. If you get crit, for example, your stress level will increase. But if you crit your enemy, your stress level will decrease. There's a lot that affects stress, but light level is one of these things. Light level affects stress in a major way. Anyway, here's one of the objects that we can interact with. We got a Robbie, which is 1000 gold, and we got 25 gold. Let's move on then to the next room. This will be another encounter. Alright, we got 2 enemies this time. The Brigand Fusilier is actually one of the more dangerous enemies, because he can target all your party members at the same time, and if these guys crit you, your stress level will go up a lot. I generally like to kill these guys as soon as possible, so let's try to kill him first. He only has 12 hit points, the dude in the front has 38. So yeah, we'll target that guy. Okay, now Reynold gets to move. We actually surprised them because of our light level, so that's nice. Let's see, can I hit that guy in the back? No. I could try to stun the dude in the front, but he has 50% stun resist. Let's use Bulwark of Faith. This will be a fairly long fight, so it makes sense to buff ourselves. Yep, Blanket Fire. Fortunately, he didn't crit us. Okay. Open Vein? Nah. Let's keep hitting the dude in the back. I could use Take Aim, but I think I want to kill that Fusilier as soon as possible. So, Pistol Shot. It has pretty good accuracy. 6 damage. One more attack should do the trick. Now, try to stun him or just do damage. I think I'd rather do damage. 50% stun resist is a little bit too much. 9 damage is nice. Point blank shot. Yeah, now we got crit, so our stress level went up and we got knocked back. Which means we won't be able to use pistol shot. That's really unfortunate. We have to move to be able to do that on our next turn. Punishment. We are at 23 stress out of 100. You can reduce stress in town once we actually get there. And that's another crit. I think you can see why these guys are really dangerous. We only have 2 party members, but if we had 4, he would be able to hit all 4 at the same time. So let's use Smite. Hopefully we'll be able to kill him right now. We are bleeding, which is not great. We need to hit this attack. And he's down. We got a crit. And our stress level dropped a little bit. But we are still at 32 and 17. Let's focus on doing damage here. This guy needs to die. I cannot remove the bleed, unfortunately. And now we got crit for 22. Which means we got Death's Door debuff. Death's Door means that every time you take damage, you have a chance to get killed. You can get rid of the Death's Door by healing yourself. I have no way to heal myself right now, but if I did, this would be a good moment to do that ASAP. So this guy has a chance to die every single time he gets hit, as long as he has the Death's Door debuff. Let's try to kill this guy. That would be great. Okay, he will get to attack us one more time. We dodged. And that was the death blow because of the bleed. That was actually really unfortunate, I have to say. But that's how it works. So, let's actually kill him. He's dead. Alright. We got bandages. A little bit too late for that. We got gold, and we got a debuff stone. Oh, that's an item which we can use in inventory slots. Like this. That's plus 10% chance to debuff skills and minus 8% damage. I don't think I want this. I don't think I have any debuff skills on this guy. No, I don't. But we'll keep that for the future. The chest was trapped. Alright, we're done here. It's really unfortunate that we lost one hero. This is the first time it ever happened to me, and I did this part like 20 times at least. That was very unlucky. Alright, we got some money. We got Resolve experience. And let's go to town. Now, we can recruit some more heroes in town. This is the summary of what happened. So Reynold is unfortunately dead. The ruins are unlocked. Now, we're in town. There are quite a few buildings in town, but you unlock them as you go. We only have the stagecoach, which allows us to recruit more heroes, and the graveyard, which basically shows fallen heroes. You can't actually do anything on the graveyard. All the other buildings will be locked, for now. Our stress level is a little bit high, and we cannot reduce it yet, because we don't have access to buildings that allow you to reduce stress. Let's have a look. Alright, we can recruit 3 heroes, so we'll grab all 3. We got an Occultist, Vestal, and the Plague Doctor. Vestal is kind of a healer, so she has a Divine Grace skill, which heals 1 hero for 3 to 5, and Divine Comfort, which unfortunately she doesn't have. Every class has several different skills that start unchained. So We start with 3 different skills unchained. These are determined randomly. We can chain them at one of the buildings, which isn't active yet. That's the guild. We can buy these skills that are currently locked. Let's see. And you have to choose which skills you want to use before you start a new dungeon quest. So if we had more than 4 skills, we would be able to choose which ones we actually want to use, simply by clicking them. We don't actually have a choice now, because there are only 4, but that's how it works. So we will recruit all the heroes here. Now this guy is a plague doctor, and he has a blinding gas skill. This is one of the more important crowd control skills, because this has a chance to stun the 2 enemies in the back. And there are a lot of dangerous ranged enemies. This is a very good skill to counter the Fusiliers, the enemy that I just fought. So that's a very good skill. I'm glad we actually have it. So, we can upgrade every building. That's what these items down here are used for. The crests, the deeds, portraits, or busts. That's what we get from the dungeons, sometimes as quest rewards. We can upgrade the Stagecoach network or hero barracks. This will increase the size of our hero roster to 11, and then beyond that. And the Stagecoach network will increase the number of available heroes to 3. We got quite a few crests, and we have 10 deeds. I can upgrade the Stagecoach network twice. That will give us 4 heroes the next time we're in town. And hopefully we'll find some deeds during our next dungeon quest to upgrade the hero barracks. Looks good. So there's not much else to do in town. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in town, but that involves using the buildings that are currently locked. So let's go do our next quest. These are the dungeons and locations we can go to. 4 of them are locked currently. You can only go to the ruins. There are usually 3 different quests that you can choose from. Right now we only have 1 available. This is going to be a short dungeon, as indicated on the left side, and it's for level 1 characters, or level 1 dungeon quest, whatever. And our goal is to complete 100% of room battles. Note that this doesn't mean we have to go to every single room, because not every room has a battle. We just have to complete 100% of the battles. And our rewards are 3000 gold, 2 busts, 2 crests, and Book of Relaxation. Minus 12% stress damage, plus 3 accuracy, minus 2% crit, minus 8% damage. That's an interesting one. Alright, let's do this then. Now, we need to pick our party. We only have 4 heroes, so this isn't actually a choice. We'll grab all of them, and this is where you can pick your skills, if you want to change them. You cannot change skills during a dungeon, you can only do it in town. So let's check their actual attacks. If you don't want to go through every single attack, the game will tell you what the preferred position is. This is basically a function of where you have to be in your party to use these skills. So let's see now. Yeah, these dialogues actually block the X to close the window, which is a little bit annoying sometimes. Right, let's see. This guy... Who's the best melee here? Probably this dude. Well, no, not really. He's a highwayman. This guy will have to be in the front. Sacrificial Stab. Weakening Curse. Okay. And... Oh. Target. Bleed 1 point per round for 3 rounds. Okay. Heal 0 to 10. Heal himself, I assume, or what? Demon's Pull. Oh, this is quite nice. This is very useful, too. We can pull one of the enemies in the back towards us to be able to kill them easier. I like that. But then again, we cannot use this skill when we're standing in the front. So that's not fantastic. I don't actually have a good hero, a good class to be in the front. This guy will have to be in the front. Yeah. I do have the Sacrificial Stab, so we got that going for us. I don't want this mass to be in the front because of the Grape Shot Blast and the Pistol Shot. Okay. Our healer needs to be in the back. As you can see, Divine Grace can only be used from the back. Divine Comfort has a little bit of extra flexibility, but we do not actually have that skill. We have Judgment, which is a self-heal for free. That's nice. It's a ranged attack though. We also have Dazzling Light, which is a stun, and +5 torch. That can be useful too. And this guy... Blinding Gas, yeah, that's his most important attack. We also have a buff for +15% damage. Anyway, let's go. So before you enter a new dungeon to start a new quest, you can buy some supplies. We can buy food, torches, we can buy a shovel, which will allow us to clear obstacles and break into things, and we can buy some items that will remove status effects. So anti-venom, which counters blights, poisons and toxins, bandages, which remove bleeding, we can remove diseases, we can buy keys, which unlock strong boxes and doors. You won't need them at the start of the game, and holy water, which is used to purge evil and restore purity. You generally want to have at least some torches for every dungeon, unless your goal is to actually let your light drop to 0, but that makes enemies significantly harder. So we'll buy 5 torches. As for food, food can actually be used to heal 1 hit point per use, but that's not the most efficient use of food ever, but still you can do that. You can actually bring a lot of food with you to heal yourself. But keep in mind, food costs money, and if you finish your dungeon with excess food, you don't get to keep that. It's gone. You generally want to have multiples of 8, because as you explore the dungeon, you will have to eat or starve regularly. So you will get an event with 2 different options, to either eat and restore some health or starve, which will make you take a lot of damage. And when you get that prompt, you will have to use as much food as characters in your party. You will generally have 4 characters at all times, so you want to have multiples of 4 food. Unless you plan to actually use food to heal yourself. But again, once you get that event, you will use 4 food if you have 4 characters. We will bring 5 torches and 8 food. I think I'll pass on bandages, just to save some money. It should be okay. Famous last words. The first proper dungeon shouldn't be too hard, but the game is pretty damn hard. You can die really easily. Okay, this is quite unfortunate, because we have to complete 100% of room battles, and the dungeon layout means we'll have to backtrack. I'm not too excited about that, but let's get started. I hope we have enough torches. I'm glad we have skills that will allow us to increase our light level. What did we get? Okay, natural swing. What's that? +5 accuracy, nice. +15% damage in ruins. +10% melee damage. Oh, this guy is quite nice. -1% crit. We got some loot again. We got bandages and gold, very nice. Let's move on. And we got some enemies, okay. And we got surprised, which means we got shuffled around. That's kind of unfortunate, because that disables some of our important skills. I could move, but I think I prefer to target the Acolyte. And he dodged. Well, that was a pretty useless move right there. And now our healer will get pulled to the front. Which is really bad, because that means we can't use heals. Let's see, I could use Blinding Gas. It will hit 1 target. There's no enemy all the way in the back. I could use Noxious Blast. This guy only has 12 hit points and 25% bleed resist. The Acolyte also has 25% bleed resist, but I can't target him with the bleeding skills. What about Blight? 25% Blight. -33% damage. Let's use this attack. Yeah, this is pretty good. And he dodged. What's with the dodges, really? That's a very bad start. Now we are bleeding ourselves. Yep, our hero is bleeding. I can bandage myself if I want to. Probably worth doing. That doesn't actually use a move. Okay. What can we do? Demon's Pole. That might be worth using. Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking about it. Let's use it. pull him towards us. That should make it easier to actually kill him. Now, I can move my healer, or I can use Illumination. I might use Illumination. Alright, let's use it. 2 damage. Our light level is looking good. We didn't take much damage, so I don't have to use heals. Okay, pistol shot. Or I could move. Or I could take aim. I can't actually target the Acolyte because she's in the front. Or he, whatever. Alright, hit that guy. And... Sacrificial stab. And dodge again, really? Okay, that was pretty unlucky again. Dodged again? Come on. Wow, that's a little bit annoying now. Okay. And we got crit for 8. So that means our stress level will go up. And now we are bleeding. I don't like this at all. I think I want to move. Yeah, let's actually move to be able to use a heal. But we'll have to move yet again. Pistol shot, 3 damage. This is not a very good fight so far. Yep. And we got Death's Door now. Wow. This is a really bad start. Okay, we need to move to use a heal. Hopefully we won't get killed. Okay, so far so good. Our stress is going way up. Weakening Curse, Sacrificial Stab, and dodge again. What the heck is going on with the dodges? Plus 3 hit points. But he's still bleeding. If he gets hit at all, he's going to get Death's Door again. Alright, 1 down, finally. That was a little bit better than before. Yep, he's bleeding. So, Sacrificial Stab, 8 damage. All these misses were really unfortunate, I have to say. Blight, because he has 100% bleed resist. And he resisted Blight as well. Oh well, whatever. Divine Grace again. 5. Nice. He's up to 7 hit points, which is still not amazing. But at least he's not going to die. Okay, he's done. That wasn't a very good fight for us, I have to say. I hope the next ones are going to be a little bit better. So we need to move around a bit. This guy back here. Alright. I'll keep my healer in the back to reduce the risk of her being pulled all the way to the front. 65 light. This is still fine, let's move on. Unfortunately, if we encounter a really nasty fight, we'll actually have to do it. Sometimes you can skip some fights, depending on the dungeon layout. Okay, I like that. We got some extra food. And that's a trap. Unfortunate. 35 light level. Okay, this is still okay. We are scouting. Yep, let's move on to the next room. There's a trap here and we can disarm it. Or we can fail to disarm it. And that's Death's Door again. I'm going to use some food to avoid Death's Door. No, that's not exactly what I wanted to do there. Alright, let's try that again. I should be getting some other effects due to light level now. Maybe because this is the first proper dungeon, so light effects are not that punishing yet. And that's the hunger prompt. So now you can eat and regain 5% health, or you can starve and take 20% damage plus stress damage. Starving is generally bad for your health, as you might have guessed. Dark. Yeah, the light effects are not actually working right now because this is the first dungeon. At least I assume that's the case. Because there are usually quite a lot of negative effects when light is this low. Okay, we got some loot. We got crests, onyx and torch. I'll take that. I might as well use a torch though. Alright, move on. And no fight here. Alright. We need to go back then. We have to backtrack, unfortunately. But we didn't really have a choice due to the dungeon layout. Our goal is to complete 100% of room battles, which means one of these rooms, at least one of these rooms, will have a battle. Not just the hallway. And eat again. Yep. How's our food? Oh, we're out of food now. Okay, so we need to hurry up and actually finish this place faster. This was a pretty bad dungeon layout, I have to say. But it is randomized. Okay. Let's use the torches. More loot? Oh, we got a map. Okay. So... the room battle is going to be in the last room here, from the looks of it. Now we have to starve. Unfortunately, we don't have a choice. So our stress level went way up. Now we are at 100, which means we'll have to resist an affliction. And now she is fearful. That's the affliction. You can't actually check the exact effect of this. And our other hero is also afflicted. There's no tooltip for afflictions, which is a little bit annoying. No, our other hero is not afflicted. Okay, next room. Let's move on. There is one battle right here. I can't heal myself, I will have to do it in combat. There's no other option. That first fight was really bad. Empty. Okay, the next fight will be very important. Empty again. Okay. You'll be fine. 92 stress level. Okay, more enemies. As you can see, this game is not exactly easy. 3 damage. We'll have to use some heals before we get killed. Yeah, we just hit 100 stress. And he's afflicted, so now he's abusive. Okay. We need to use some heals, and soon. What can we do here? Let's use the highest damage attack. These spiders don't have a lot of hit points. Okay, unfortunately I do not have the group heal thingy. I can only heal one character, but I can heal myself, so that's good enough. 2 damage. I think he will get Death's Door, unless we get lucky enough. Grape Shot Blast. Nice. Come on, don't die on me, dude. Sacrificial Stab. Another one down. I need one more heal. Okay, we're good. Healed for 3 damage. And it's down. Alright, not too bad, but our stress level is way too high right now. And yep. Okay, we resisted, which means we are powerful. Useful. That will last for the rest of the dungeon. So sometimes heroes respond to the onslaught of stress by becoming heroic. The elevated state of performance will last until they camp or return to town. Camping is a concept that gets introduced a little bit later. We can't actually camp. Anyway, we got some item. Occultist only. We don't have an occultist, do we? No, we have a plague doctor. Wait, no, we do have an occultist. What's this then? 15% plus 15% chance to stun, plus 15% chance to bleed skills. Minus 12% max hit points. I don't think this is useful for us right now. No, it's not. We don't have stun or bleed skills, do we? We do have one bleed skill, but I don't think I'm going to use that. I don't like the minus health. Okay, I hope this is going to be the only room fight. We'll find out. Okay. No Death's Door, please. We are a little bit low on health, I'm just saying. Okay. So, Divine Grace on the dude in the front. Plus 5. That's good. But we are blighted. Now. Blinding Gas. Oh yeah, this is perfect. And they dodged, really? Come on. That was incredibly unlucky. I was really unlucky in this dungeon, I have to say. This is one of my most unlucky runs that I did. And I did quite a few before recording this. Okay. Well, we might still be fine. That's a kill, very nice. Okay. I hope this is the last room fight. I think it is. Yeah, this room would be red if there was a fight there. Sacrificial stab, weakening curse. Let's use sacrificial stab. They only have 8 hit points, which is not a lot. Okay. I need to do 1 more damage. Grape shot blast. Nice. These are pretty weak. But I still almost died. And my stress level is through the roof. Did he just hit 100? Yeah, he did. And okay, he's focused. Nice.
A moment of clarity.
Good. Our stress level dropped a little bit. Divine Grace. On ourselves or on this dude? I don't want to lose my healer. So let's heal her up a bit. Sacrificial stab. Another one down. I don't want to check the last room. You can leave once you finish your quest objectives, but you don't have to. You can check the remaining rooms. Blight, nice. Come on, kill him. Plus 13 stress. And he's dead. Okay. We got some money. Let's load this. Ruins Tactician. Plus 15% damage in dungeon. In Ruins dungeon specifically, okay. So we did not complete the quest. Okay. I guess there will be a fight in that room? Oh yeah, there will be a chest with some treasure guarded by monsters. Right, that's what this means. Okay. I hope we won't have to use any more food, because I don't have any. If I take 20% damage plus stress damage, I'll be kind of screwed. Uninteresting. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Come on, people. Yeah, more stress. Is there going to be a fight here? We don't know. Yep, we will have to starve. That's really bad. That was awful. And I can't heal myself because I don't have food. If I knew this dungeon layout, I would have brought more food. This is the last fight. Yep. I have a bad feeling about this. At least we surprised them. So that's not too terrible. Let's see, Grape Shot Blast. Should be good. Okay, good. One dead already. We might actually survive this. We do have positive effects on 2 characters. Heal this guy. And... let's see, Blinding Gas. I'm actually going to use Blinding Gas. That will only hit 1 target, but it stunned it, which is exactly what I wanted. Weakening Curse, Sacrificial Stab. Is he dead? No, he's down to 1 hit point. Wow, okay. Grape Shot Blast. Nice. I think we will be fine, surprisingly enough. He's almost dead. Heal? Let's heal ourselves. As in the healer. Come on. We got lucky that we surprised them. But we also got unlucky during this run in general. And it's done. Let's load the chest before we leave. The contents are ours. Okay, nice. We'll take that. And we're done. This was a pretty nasty run. This was one of the more unlucky first proper dungeon clears that I did. But hey, this shows some really interesting game concepts. And I think this was a good run to demonstrate that this game can be quite challenging. And it's also a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. So, let's go back to town. We got 3700 gold. A lot of busts, some crests. That was pretty good run. Alright. Experience. And return to town. I'm glad I upgraded the stagecoach. Now we unlock the tavern and the abbey. These are 2 buildings that allow you to reduce your stress, if you pay. So, here's the abbey. We can also upgrade this, which will use busts and crests. that will increase stress recovery. So we can reduce stress by leaving our heroes here. We have to pay for that, so I will probably do that before I go on to the next dungeon. And we can do the same at the tavern. One spot will generally be taken by the caretaker. We can also upgrade this, which will increase stress recovery. This uses port shades and crest. And let's go back to the stagecoach. Okay, we got 2 Vestals. That's actually really nice, because these are basically healers. Although, the next dungeon might be a little bit weird. Divine Grace and Divine Comfort. Oh, awesome. We got 2 heals. And just Divine Comfort, but we have a melee attack. Okay, so, but this video is getting a little bit long now, so I'm going to finish this part here and continue in next one. And since this is the first episode of a new series, please consider leaving a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.